That'll be the first thing everybody hears. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream, or to the replay, as the case may be. Enjoy your stay. We got plenty to see, and it's entirely free up until August 13th or 26th or 27th, depending on where you live or when you want to go ahead and subscribe to it. Your normal World of Warcraft subscription, $15 a month, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So, let's join back into the world of Warcraft. Let's see. Whew. That was a chaotic last stream, am I right, everybody? Who was here for that? Your stream? Now you're gonna stream? Oh, man. You're gonna help me stream? Okay. You'll probably be more popular than Hubster, too. Oh, she will? Is Mommy gonna make me chocolate chip cookies too, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy likes this deal.
You can share with me with the chocolate.
Oh, I can share with you? Good.
Yeah.
Good. What up, Turtle?
Good, Daddy. Good.
I appreciate you guys stopping by.
Daddy, good.
Oh, that's really good. I love you.
Be good, Daddy.
Daddy's always good.
Huh? I've got the shopping cart. Oh.
Pick that up, booger.
Okay. Oh. I'm gonna take it up. Storms. This storm. Storm. Guys, this storm. Guys, this storm. I'm gonna drop it. I need to get my shopping
Make sure you pick it all up.
cart. Where's the other one?
I know, Reese left. How's the family doing today? Oh, chaotic. But fun. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, what? How does it show no people here when he's here, I'm here?
Easy. Would you say easy? Up.
Hmm.
Now, go quickly.
Oh, hey, Reese!
Where's Reese?
He joined in the stream, so he's typing to us now. Did you have fun?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, this. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's having fun. Yeah, having fun. Yeah, Daddy, he's having fun.
Good.
Yeah, he is. He's having fun too. I'm having fun with Reese. Hey, Daddy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun with Reese.
Good.
And Reese loves me. 'Cause Reese loves me. Reese is so jealous of me. Reese is so jealous. I did. You could pick. Oh my God. Oh, you're not. You did. I did. What? Oh, good boy. Oh, there's good.
They can't join our group.
Open it up. Open it up. Open it up. Oh, God. Cut it. Oh, I got hiccups. There. 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 You ate it. Oh, okay.
So how you doing, Reese?
No. You ate it. You ate it. There. Oh, we got to eat this. Open up. Open wide. Finish it. Oh, I can't finish.
What's up, Mikio?
It's too far away.
Yep, Daddy's streaming.
I'm streaming again.
I can't drink anymore.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, let me set up a timer for the next one. Oh, life's rough for a 4-year-old, isn't it? Yep, Daddy's a ghost.
It's a ghost. Look, it's white.
Mm-hmm.
But it's green, look. Okay.
Oh, you didn't get the notification this time? Well, we're usually live after 5, but I mean, I guess it's before 5. I don't know.
This
We're live a lot.
island must be green.
Oh, YouTube just started adjusting their notification. Hang on, Sean. Their notification. Hang on, Sean. Their notifications. Now you gotta like click the bell, and then there's like a drop-down box under the bell or something to hit show all notifications or some jazz. I don't know. But YouTube just changed the way all their notifications work.
Daddy. Daddy. There's a pool. Daddy. This island must be green. This island must be green.
Mm.
This island must be green. Green, green. I get hiccup. I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, Sean. You want to come over here and wave at everybody? Say hey to everybody?
Hey, buddy.
Did you just hiccup?
Yeah, I just hiccup.
Hey, everybody! I'm raising a 4-year-old drunk.
Yeah, I just hiccup. Yeah, I got just hiccups. I got hiccups. So, yeah, I just hiccup. I just hiccup and I say hi. Hi. Hi, buddy. Whoa. Whoa.
What?
I just said, whoa. The bubble came out.
Mm.
Bubble came out in the
Yeah.
water.
Patrick in stream is Reese, who just made his level 3 mage over here.
Whoa.
Alright, let's get back to it. I don't remember what we were actually doing, but we'll get back to it.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay, all 3 of these go to the other outpost. War song supplies, lost pages. Okay, yep, all 3 of these go to the other outpost. Do I have anything I need to sell? Maybe that ring.
How may I aid you?
Yeah, I don't need that ring. You hiccuped again?
Yeah, I can't.
Because you drank all that water so fast, I bet.
Zug zug.
You're gonna need to potty soon.
Dabu.
I really hope so, Keon, man. It's been a long time. Like, it's been, what has it been, like 3-4 months since the last time I saw you, but the last time I saw you, like, seriously, it's been close to a year. Like, seeing you frequently. Mm. I think my son's gonna fall asleep here pretty soon. He's all kinds of wore out now. That was a busy little while. Ah. I hear those hiccups. Now. You're banging Daddy's chair with your chair. Yeah, it sounds about right, Keon. It's been a while since I've done Clash of Clans. I like the troll music. So bongo-y? Is that a way to put it?
Later, Elomar.
Later, Elomar. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a little bit boring. Clash of Clans, it's a fun game, but it's very casual. So after a while, I just kind of got a little bit bored of it myself. And then we got the classic World of Warcraft announcement, and ever since then, I've been like, oh! I mean, I'm looking forward to playing this. In August, it'll be live, so everyone can join in. Amongst the Druids. Be seeing ya, man.
Loktar.
Loktar.
For the Horde.
For the Horde.
How you doing, man?
How you doing? I don't know why I like to imitate what they say. It's just sounds so neat to me. All right, first things first. I'm gonna go do the crystal quest. I think
Couldn't stop the hiccups.
you couldn't stop the hiccups.
Yeah. I couldn't stop the hiccups. Why? Oh.
Leveling has been going pretty well. What is this? Oh, it's just regular skeleton. Leveling's been going pretty good. Just been focusing on mining and getting a few levels. Leveling up the alt so that way I can get my main character with engineering.
What is sinking? What is sinking? Did you see the crab and down?
Yep, I saw the crab. And the turtle shell. It's a big turtle shell, not a boat.
No, the big turtle shell. The big turtle shell.
Mm-hmm.
That crab?
Yeah, it's a crab.
Yeah. I see another crabs.
More crabs!
Still pinch. Still pinch.
Nah, they're not gonna pinch me. They wouldn't dare.
Do you pinch bad guys?
I bite and I claw them. I remember there being a rare spawn somewhere over here.
Crabs bite bad guys.
I heard that hiccup.
Yeah, you heard. You heard what? Hiccups.
I plan to play Clash of Clans again at some point. I just haven't really felt like it at all recently, you know? I fell into the water. Now my kitty cat's swimming. Now I'm invisible. I'm sneaking. Oh, wait, that's what I need right there, though, so I need to...
Sneaking the snakes.
Am I getting what? No. Yep, because my character's really cold.
Far away.
I got hiccups. I got hiccups. I couldn't stop the hiccups. Why hiccups way out? Owie.
You need to go drink a little bit of water slowly, and those hiccups will go away.
No, I couldn't. Stop it. Stop it, Daddy.
If you go drink some water on the kitchen table, slowly it'll go away. I'm still a Town Hall 9 in Clash of Clans, but like I said, I haven't really been doing much anything with it. I heard you, Sean. You can if you go drink a little bit of water. If you listen to Daddy.
Because I couldn't. I couldn't.
Try it and we'll see. told you if you drink a little water, they'd go away. You're just like Daddy when it comes to hiccups.
I couldn't stop it.
Until you drank some water.
Couldn't. I can hiccup some more. I can't.
Now you're trying to hiccup.
I can't hiccup right now.
That's good.
Turtle. I didn't show Reese the turtle. Reese need to come back to get her water.
Reese is not going to come back just to finish his water.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Because he did not drink his water right.
That's okay. Crap.
Because he ate mac and cheese. Because he didn't eat his mac and cheese. Didn't eat his mac and cheese right.
I'm sitting here and beat this one to death with my stick.
Because he's not
Went to my mate's son's first swimming
not hungry.
diploma exam today.
Because he's not
Kind of a big thing here. Oh, nice.
Daddy, I'm not talking to you.
I hear you.
Please could eat his mac and cheese. He didn't eat his mac and cheese right.
He ate. Hey, quit telling what other people are doing and not doing. You focus on you. He ate his mac and cheese and he did just fine. You're gonna get in trouble if you keep doing that. And you're fibbing on other people. Super card? I've heard of it. Like, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. But I can say, like I said, right now I've been pretty interested in World of Warcraft. So, you know, maybe something you ought to jump in and play with us. Oh, did you really drag another one over? Oh, now I gotta deal with 3 of them? I love you too. Yeah, Daddy's green right now. Daddy's in a bit of trouble too. Okay, that's one down. Oh, but I died. That one caused... Yes, Daddy died. That caused so much trouble for me. Ran off and pulled 2 extras.
I like you guys.
Hey, Don.
You done?
Hey, man.
Done?
How you doing?
You said
Good.
done?
That's good, that's good.
Look, this arrow.
Had to do a little yard work.
This big
Oh, yeah?
arrow.
I heard you trying to help out my nephew earlier. I appreciate that.
Now you're ghosting
Yeah,
him.
he's got some skills. My goodness, his pitch and everything. Like, how old is he?
8.
Daddy.
That's ridiculous. You must have some crazy musical family
Yeah.
something going on.
Everybody in this family's a musician of some sort.
I mean, like, that's not by accident what he was doing. That's crazy good.
Look at this. Say,
I'm,
For his
uh,
age, he's
I'm an
definitely
instru-
doing pretty solid.
Daddy, that's
Yeah, I'm an instrumentalist, not a vocalist.
Yeah, I play piano, a little bit of the drums, and I pretend that I know what I'm doing on the guitar. but really just mostly
Yeah.
piano. And I used to sing in the choir, but nothing like crazy. We used to have a
Yeah.
little family band, and we'd do bars around the area. At one point, we played in front of like 35,000 people at a stadium.
wow.
That was kind of cool. But
Yeah, my
nothing
dad
ever
was
went serious. It was just a family band for fun.
my dad was a piano tuner
Oh,
and a musician.
nice.
And my grandpa, grandpa and grandma were just incredibly talented.
Sean.
Grandma could play anything on piano, and then my grandpa could play piano, drums, sax, any upright bass, any instrument. They had a dance band
Nice.
in the 50s, and my dad was in it, and when he was a teenager. And my Uncle Rich played trumpet, my dad played trombone, and they used to, at the barn, on Saturday night, in town, they'd have all the dances, and the Fleming band was the entertainment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, Daddy's a ghost, Sean. Thank you. Jennifer says she agrees with you, by the way, Don, about
Yeah, no.
Reese.
yeah, no, he's sickly talented. That's the kid. And he enjoys it too. Like
I was
he's got the
surprised
personality for
how
it.
well he was taken to streaming. Like he's been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me for like every time, you know, he's over here. He has to come over to Uncle Mark's and see if he can see what, you know, learn more about streaming. And you know, last time I kind of sort of halfway jokingly said, yeah, next time you come over, you know, I'll set you up and you can do a stream. He's like, oh, really? I could literally see the shine start to flow out of his eyeballs, like, you know, stars coming out of his eyes and the whole bit. And then, you know, I realized, you know, well, that might have been a mistake. Maybe I'd ask his mom, and, you know, she kind of jokingly added in, yeah, that sounds fun, da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, well, I guess, you know, that's what's going to happen now. So,
Yeah.
he pestered her and, pestered her since he was over here visiting Grandma and Pop. It's like, come on, let's go to Uncle Mark's. He said I could do a stream, and now he's stoked about doing, you know, Roblox on his next stream or some jazz. Yes, Sean?
Yeah.
White?
Yes, that is a white specter, a ghost.
White? Spectre ghost?
Yeah, Daddy can't take 3 elites at his level yet, but he can kill one of them.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, why am I not seeing you? That's weird. Let me refresh my. Okay.
This spider is a little bit cute.
It's my computer.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of guides
Yeah.
on the leveling, and then on my character, to see if it's gonna be possible.
What are we
To do
thinking
what I'm
about
thinking with
doing? What are you thinking about doing?
The backstab build
Backstab road comp.
to take it all the way up. Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. It's a solid build, just there's going to be a lot of times where you'll pull aggro and then you lose out some of that backstab damage.
Well, you can what you call front stab.
No, that doesn't work. That works on private servers, but not very well on the classic beta, because private servers have much higher latency, which means you just run them back and forth and then they show you their back, and the latency works out great where you can get a backstab in. Same way with the front shredding.
It's a different way that he's talking about.
Was it shown on the beta or was it shown on a private server?
I don't know.
You'll need to check that out, because I know it's a very popular.
You can do the back. Don't you have an attack that you can only hit from behind?
Yes, it's the shred, and they've got another one. That's a very popular Druid thing on private servers. It's called front shredding, just like front backstab or forward backstab. It's a rogue thing, but that's really only for private servers, because it's usually a latency issue that allows them to do that. Yeah, it's better to do a regrowth, but I just wanted to get a bigger healing. Because they ended up resetting me right back down to the start of it anyway. Yep, that is green right now. He's poisoned.
So what they're saying is if you run left and right, strafe, while you're attacking.
That's exactly the thing that I was talking about that works on private servers, but not so much. She's gonna go off and die in a wall.
Moonfire.
Yep. Right.
Oh, she didn't pull. You were like so toast.
Nah, I'm alright.
Well, no, she would have pulled the other mom. I'm just saying.
I've got potions. I think I'd have been alright this time. It's just 3 at the same time that I probably couldn't do. What up, Vibes? But you can try it. I tried the front shred build just to tease around and see if it would work on Classic. But the latency is so much better here, and their operations for their servers queue in at such a faster MS that trying to do the side strafe thing like this is what he's talking about doing, where you get kind of behind them and do it. That doesn't really work here because I mean, it's official. Their processing is way faster, so I mean, every once in a while you'll get a shred. After I did it for like a whole mob, I think I got 1 shred off the whole time, and the rest was just white damage.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what they're talking about. That's a mostly private server kind of thing.
Is this Desolus?
No, this is Ashenvale, the Black Fathom Depths dungeon.
Oh, Ashenvale, yeah, okay.
I'm trying to solo parts of the dungeon to get these quests done.
Oh, Black Fathom Deeps?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I wasn't looking at the map. There we go. I was like trying to think, where are these guys? Yeah, Ashenvale, definitely.
On the east end of Westfall, along the edge of the water, there's dust devils that drop magic dust, sleep for 30 seconds. Yeah, if you do a whole rotation, that's a very handy PvP thing. And the Westfall is the only spot that drops them. They have a pretty low drop rate. You can do a whole rotation. You'll get 1, if you're lucky, maybe 2 devil dust or sleep dust or whatever they're called. And that's really handy PvP tool. I plan on doing some farming.
Aren't they level
18
or something?
No, they're like level 18, which is high for the zone, but
Okay,
they're still, I mean, like nothing compared to us. Westfall's like a 10 through, I guess, around 18 zone at the Dead Mines, and maybe they're level 22 or something. So, but most of the people leave them alone because they pass through like the level 10 to 12 areas of the zone for the most part, like the lower level zones. So they're kind of that thing that you avoid if you're an Alliance person actually trying to level in that area.
Well, on a PvP server, when I have a new horde character, I love going there and just trying to kill people my own level.
Yeah.
You know,
they have to actually flag to do that though, because that's a non-contested zone. So they would have to open up on you first.
Oh, that is a non-contested. Yeah.
Yep, it's an Alliance-owned zone. Another thing that's really important, there was several videos I've seen people posting about, like, you know, little trinkets and that sand or whatever that's really handy PvP stuff, but no one I've seen has posted about Fellwood. Fellwood has the tubers and the Dragon's Breath fruit that gives like 700 to 900 health, so it's basically like a greater health potion, and then the fruit gives like 450 health and mana. And they are on I think they share the same cooldown, but they're on a different cooldown from potions. So it's basically like a second potion. Even at level 60, I went and farmed those things all the time. And they were just so handy for PvP as a hunter. Because, you know, that was one of my only ways to heal. Was that and first aid and potions. Yeah, Sean?
I can't hear this.
Well, then take it over there to the couch.
What was the first one called?
Tubers. Let's just type in, like, in YouTube, Fellwood Tubers. Tubers. You gotta do, I think you gotta do a quest to start it, but then from then on you can go and farm them anywhere in Fellwood, and then you've got them forever. I mean, they're just like a second potion on a different at least back when I used to play. It's one of the things I want to take my level 40 over there as soon as I get that last trinket, and test. is whether or not they still don't share the same cooldown as potions. Because I think it was in the middle or end of TBC, they ended up making them share the same cooldown as potions. But in vanilla, for all the time that I played in vanilla, they did not share the same cooldown, which was very handy.
Yeah, it's showing where to go to start it.
I just noticed I mentioned about Supercard to you before in Discord. Yeah. Like I said, I've looked into it. I think I remember looking at it last time you mentioned it, and then I've looked at it again since because someone else brought it up. But I'm not really that interested in a new card game right now, and I'm pretty deep into World of Warcraft if we're being 100% honest. So like I said, hopefully it's something that you guys can come join and play with us. You know, that would be wicked cool. But, shoot! I fell in the water. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to take that old shortcut, since I fell into the water anyway.
Oh, you don't got the, what's the quest for, I forgot about that. You have to do a crazy-ass quest to get, the swim form.
Oh, I've already got that done. It's just I want to be stealth invisible so that way I'm not drawing aggro, because this is a technically on my level dungeon. And I'm gonna roll through and try to solo it. I want to try to solo the turtle boss, so I think I'm gonna maybe give that a shot. Hopefully, don't die. Just be something to see if I can solo. He's level 25. I'm level 28, so I've got that slight level edge over him.
Yeah, take all of the ads off first.
They actually don't add. I remember in vanilla, I think they did, but they don't seem to add in this. All right.
Sure.
Let me think of the most effective. Probably barefoot would be the most effective way to do this.
Yeah, I guess.
Just try to out tank the turtle.
I would have started with maybe like a Rejuve and a Moonfire, and then.
I don't want to blow my mana early because this is going to be one of those enduring fights.
What? Why not regen?
It will, but it takes a few seconds. If I'm going to use both, then it takes a little while. So instead, I'm going to rely on cooldowns first. Like I'm about to go ahead and do the first heal rotation once I get back up to about 10 rage. Right now. He doesn't seem to do all that much damage, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop in a cat form and see how we do. Because those bleeds are gonna be what are the chief damage on this guy. Because my white damage is like 10 right now.
Yeah.
This actually was a really, really nice hunter pet too. You come in here around level 25 and ooh, now he's doing a bunch of damage. Capture him as a hunter pet. It was a really solid pet.
I'm trying to get one more rip off.
Better go back barefoot for a little bit. Allow some mana to regen and allow this cooldown to
How
tick
long
down.
will those dots stay there for cats?
They'll stay indefinitely until if I click on one of the other turtles and then I switch back to them, then they'll be gone. As long as I maintain this target, then they stay. Now the whole point, all I'm doing right now is just basically allowing my mana to regen while I sit here and out tank him. And I've already got the cooldown for my bash, so next time I need a heal rotation, I'll bash. But the big thing I'm waiting on is I'm allowing my cooldown for my mana potions to tick down. I'm about to have to do that next heal rotation though. Mana's pretty decent.
You got a minute on where's your war stone? cooldown.
Yeah.
Oh, you can bash, huh?
Yep. I'll go ahead and bear one more time. I'll endure him for a little bit longer.
That's one thing I used to love about Pally is I could sit. I think I was level 4 when I started doing those 37 elites.
Mm-hmm.
And those ogres I was talking about up in, I forget what that area is called, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Just above Hillsbrad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just cool being able to, the blessing of wisdom and the blessing of light, or seal of light and seal of wisdom, I think it was. And if I judged it, see that would be another really powerful leveling spec.
Yeah.
But you're cutting it close there.
Nah, that's alright. Nah, I think I should be able to finish this up in cat form, hopefully.
Yep.
Might not even have to use my next potion. Well, I might go out and do one more heal rotation, so we'll see. Nah, I think I got it. No, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and do a heal rotation. Better safe than sorry. Oh, fuck me! Should've used a potion. Look at that. That crit at the end. Oh, he doesn't regen to full?
Oh my
weird bug.
god. I didn't see that happening.
Yeah, me neither. I figured when I got the rejuve off it would be just fine, but that's me being cocky and trying to be conservative, but it's gonna waste a lot more time. Hurting efficiency there.
Yeah.
But, you know,
So
you live, you learn.
the cool thing when I would have I was grinding a mob and I was Alliance obviously as a pally, and this undead rogue came over and he was like a couple levels higher than me. He tried to mess with me and just couldn't kill me or whatever, so he just kind of left. And then he was trying to kill a mob. I come over and he was all nervous, and I started just smacking the mob that he was killing, and I put the blessing of light on it, and every time he hit the mob he got healed. Because I judged it. So I judged the mob, so anybody that hits the mob either gains mana on one or gains health. So, like, Pally is a really, if you have another class that needs to keep resources up, like
Paladins
you put the seal of
really
wisdom
good.
or the seal of light on there, and you're either gaining mana or you're...
Yeah, no, that's one thing I missed a little bit when I went Horde, is their buffs and their judgments were so nice. Like, with 40-man raids, I felt so sorry for Paladins, because I did Molten Core when I was Alliance, and I was 40-man. And then when TBC rolled around, most of them shifted to, like, 20-man raids or whatever. I felt so bad for Paladins, because literally, by the time they got done with their little... by the time they got done doing their 5-minute buff rotation, it was basically time to do it again. I felt so horrible about it. Unless there were... at level 60, you could get resources like acorns or something for a druid, and then they could use Mark of the Wild to last for an hour, and it affected the whole party when they cast it on it. So that was a good change that they added in somewhere in the middle of vanilla, and it became, instead of Mark of the Wild, it was Gift of the Wild. And I know they did that for Paladins too, only it lasted for them for 15 minutes, I think, because normally their buffs are 5 minutes.
but still, it wasn't anything close to, but yeah.
It allowed them to actually do more than, like, at the first, they didn't have those spells in at first. They did that as like a quality of life, a nice thing for level 40 raids, because at the very beginning, before there were 40 raids, those skills just didn't exist. They didn't foresee the need for them. But then they saw people trying to min-max, and paladins literally going through and buffing 40 people, and then by the time they got done with the very last one, they maybe had time to swing their weapon one time at one enemy, and then it's, time to start the whole rotation again. So, like, at least with druids and whatnot, you had a little bit of time. I mean, 30 minutes, it took a lot of mana, and 30 minutes cast on 40 people, so you had to sit and drink about 2 or 3 times, maybe even more before you went. But then you had about 20 minutes, give or take, to actually do fighting. Not paladins. Nope. Their buffs may have cost a lot less mana, but by the time their 5 minutes buff was, cast on the last guy, the first guy was just about needing it again. So it was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, Keon. I hope to. I'll be live most likely, so I hope to see you when you get back. So that was a weird bug. I need to report this bug if that turtle doesn't regenerate its full health.
After you kill him.
Yeah, well, I'll kill him, but I'll report it. I mean, this is the beta. Everything gets wiped.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the one thing I hated about this thing is the first time I came down here, I was like, how the heck do we get into the instance? I'm all running and lost.
Oh my gosh, yes. But there's some that are so much
and then,
worse.
Wailing Caverns,
Mm-hmm.
they changed it all up with the retail now, so it's just easy to get through. But that lake
retail
to the
now,
right,
you literally just teleport in, teleport out.
I mean, yeah, but as far as once you're in it, when you go to the right, going up that area, it was very tricky. Like, you'd go in circles, and then, no, we were just here. How did we get back here? Well, how do we get up the other way? And it was just so hard to figure out how to get up to the higher level to kill Serpentine and guides up there. You just keep going back down to the same lower level, and then mobs would respawn. And you're like, have we been here before?
All the patrol mobs would respawn, yeah. The regular mobs were on like a 30-minute respawn timer, and then I guess it was patch 1.12 or something. They changed the respawn of all standard mobs in a dungeon from 30 minutes to about an hour. So, I mean, then you'd have even more wipes or more goof-ups or more getting lost you could go fart around with. But patrols, every patrol in the dungeon was on like a 5 to 7 minute cooldown or timer on their spawns.
Yeah, just people would not pay attention, or people would back into it. It was just hilarious. So the other thing I was thinking is with stealth, is if we put our points in to be more stealthy right away. That way we can get to the bosses on dungeons.
Yeah.
And see if we can two-man some bosses.
Okay, he fully regenerated.
Yeah.
We already know now that I can solo him, and I'm not too worried about it. I don't think he drops anything that I could use. Maybe he does, I don't know. But I'm here to get those silly quests done. Oh wait, there was a quest down here if I remember right. Swimming in cat form stealth is so slow.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like drawing a bunch of aggro here because I can't run and just wipe aggro. But it doesn't look like there's anything over here, so I'm going to go ahead and go aquaform for the rest
There's a
of this.
cave you go into and pop up on the other side.
There's one.
Greetings.
Now, did you have to go to Westfall to get your swim form on
No. You go to Silverpine Forest.
Or Silverpine?
Yep. You gotta swim out to the middle of the ocean. It's Barrens and Silverpine. It's the two places.
Yeah,
you
and
gotta
then
go.
you gotta go way down deep, and you almost drown trying to find the thing.
Yep. I've got a guide on.
I died like twice. Trying to I probably died more than that the first time.
Yeah, I ended up doing a
I
guide on all the forms for druids, quests for all of them, and the aqua form is by far the most popular because it's tedious.
yeah.
What up, BTD? It's been a long time. We got all kinds of people who haven't been here in a while showing up to streams. It's good. That reminds me, I leveled up again, so now I should have, yep, another talent point. Chest is locked, so there's no point in farting around with that. That's a weird place for a Twilight Reaver to be coming out at. That's not normal at all. You don't find those till like the last part of the dungeon. He's just walking around, chilling out. Huh. How about that?
You know, it would be an interesting leveling pair that is notoriously slow in leveling, but as a duo might be really fast.
Priest
Is
warrior.
warrior
Paladin.
pally,
Yep.
because that warrior is never going to need to stop for anything.
Yeah, he can go full DPS, and the Paladin can even afford to go ret, because it's a warrior that he's got to keep an eye on. So, you know, like an Arms or a Fury Warrior, and then Ret Pally,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty solid. Very high
Or
single
if you
target.
did even, you could do a rogue sword spec, human sword spec with a pally to keep, you know, the extra buffs for damage with might, both kings, and you know, the judging with the seal of light. Every time that rogue's hit, he's getting healed. So
Now here comes the real tricky question. I'm about to go after this item, which is a quest item. I'm gonna grab it and see if I can go stealth without the mob noticing me. It spawns from this item quest thing. That ought to be interesting. Oh, no, he noticed me. So now I'm gonna have to deal with trying to take down this boss. Ouch.
if you go swim for him, you won't be able to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm sure he can go on land. Unlike the
They
Threshers.
might reset after distance.
Not in dungeons. In fact, I'm very pinned here, so I just gotta wait for him to run out of mana before I can even, There we go. He's out of mana now.
This mana reset.
It's weird, because I think he's using physical damage. Maybe I'll pop in a bear form to find out. He is. He's an elemental and he's dealing physical damage.
Behind you.
I got,
Did something just attack?
no, not yet.
Okay. I thought I saw spell. Something like it. Like.
Looks like I might be able to take him out. May have to drink
cat
another
rip.
mana potion.
Yeah.
Can't, yeah, it's an elemental, so I can't.
Oh, you can't bleed him yet. You don't have ferocious bite yet in cat?
Say again?
I don't think you do. You don't have ferocious bite yet.
No.
For the finish.
No, that's like level, I think, 28 or 30?
I looked at the spell list for freaking Druid. Oh my god. I'm like, wow. That's like 6 times as much as Rogue or something. I don't know. It wasn't that bad, but it was like, you had like 5 or 6 pages and Rogue has like 1.5, 2 or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, Druids get a lot.
Like,
They're suboptimal on everything that they
and
do.
ranks.
But, yeah,
They get
oh yeah.
ranks and ranks and ranks of it, you know.
Yep, the Healing Touch rank 4 end game with all healing gear is the most mana efficient heal in the game. Druids, while they're not as good at, and it's their Healing Touch, the highest rank is the strongest heal in the game, even over a priest.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah, I
really
used
played
to,
healing druid, but like I said, any druid worth his weight in salt will utilize his full kit when necessary.
Yeah, no, I used to, I healed as Pally, Holy, and I healed as Druid in Lich King. And eventually I think I had a Shaman that I did some healing with, but that was just like, you know, just curious to see what's chain heal like and all that. I never really got into it.
In Classic, Chain Heal was pretty much the only AoE heal other than a
But
Druid's
I never
Tranquility.
made max level at Classic with my Shaman, so I was just healing low level dungeons where I finally got, you know, chain heal for the first time.
Welcome back, Keon. Yeah, they still had Chain Heal in TBC too, I think, but a lot of other classes at that point had AoE healing. They were the only consistent AoE healers in Classic, but as I recall, priests did get Holy Nova in Classic as well. It's just they had to spec into it, and it wasn't an efficient AoE heal.
Yeah, mana versus heal kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But it did do damage too, right?
Yeah, it was Arcane Explosion only Holy, so less damage, and it healed a bit of health whenever it hit people.
Prayer of healing, or prayer of mending, or one of those. And I remember in Kata, the holy priests had a lot of AoE.
Yeah, they ended up getting a lot.
Yeah.
Druids got a couple, like they had Spirit Bloom or Swift Bloom or some kind of bloom, something with bloom in it.
Yeah, and yeah, no, there was just, and then Life Bloom.
That might have been what it was.
Single target one that would tick and then do a heal. It was.
Yeah.
And then of course Tranquility, you know.
Yeah, that's a staple of.
But that's a 5-minute cooldown or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, that was great when you pop it. Originally, I think
it was
it did
10
the whole raid,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would just pull the whole raid up. You pop your.
Oh, you better
next
be prepared.
Spell does 100% crit or something crazy, you know. And
No, next thing you do is bear form, because no matter what, if you're healing a whole raid, your druid aggro for healing was so much worse than priests or paladins. Like, druids did have a spec in Holy somewhere that would reduce the healing. What is it called?
Right.
There it is, subtlety, by up to 20% reduced threat generation by healing spells. But they're just naturally so much threat generation on a druid's healing. It's worse than the other healers. It was bad.
Yeah.
So if you cast the Tranquility in a raid,
I'd have the Pally would blessing and protect me.
Yeah. The best thing to have for a druid healer is a hunter, ironically, because then they can do what's it called, displacement, where all the threat generated by them, or I don't remember if they could pick a target, but basically all the threat that they generated would be shifted to someone else, so they target the tank with
Right.
that. And
Yeah.
that was handy for any healing class that generated a bunch of aggro.
Yeah, and then they had the then it changed to a shot where they could target an enemy or target a friend, and then shoot the tank, and all the aggro they just generated would go right to. So I mean, that they would basically in Lich King they would pull the boss
And pull it to the tank.
and pull it right to the tank with all the rage, you know. And it would last for like 6 seconds, so they just blow cooldowns, aim shot, you know, just, you know.
You mean start with an aim shot and then arcane shot, multi-shot, or whatever.
Right. You know,
Aim
just
shot's like a
everything.
3 or 4 second cast time, or channel rather, before it goes off. Which is why it was so beastly with Shadow Meld, because you could
Right, but
you
it
could
wasn't
do
an
the
instant. It wasn't an instant hit on the target. It would travel to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they would do is they macro, as soon as the aim shot went off, they would put the mark on the allied territory. So when it hit the boss, it went to the ally.
Man, that's pretty
And,
precise.
Yeah, and then they would, you know, so then they would have 6 seconds of damage at that point. You know, if they were really good, you know, they would tweak it to the max.
Yeah.
You know, and when they're grinding, they just send it to their pet, you know, so their pet had incredible aggro.
Oh yeah. And the pets could also growl as well, and had all kinds of stuff in Beast Mastery that just naturally made them really.
Yeah, I went full
good
beast on my pet, on my hunter, and we were in some raid, 10-man. I think an Alderman.
Alderman was 10-man?
Not Alderman, but the one way up north in the. Oh,
Sholomance or Shatrath?
No, it wasn't classic. It was. Like, that was one of the best expansions, though.
Lich King?
Ulduar. It was Ulduar.
Yes, yeah.
It was
I don't know anything
the mechanical tank. You started with tanks, and you had to blow this huge army up. Everybody had these tanks, and your tanks would get blown up. You know, and then it went to, you know, all this different stuff. But we were in there, and we're trying to finish up farming like mats or something, and the tanks left. And we're like, crap, there's 2 more over here we wanted to pull. And I said, I'll just take them with my pet. And they're just like, yeah. I said, just heal my pet. And then
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I put the aggro to my pet, and they couldn't pull aggro from the mob off my pet. And I just kept, you know, doing my heal to my pet, and then they kept, you know, and I was full beast, and it was the island off Stranglethorn Vale where they had the big monkeys, the black monkeys, the gorillas, and he was, and I called him, I think I called him King Kong was his name, and yeah, he just, and then, you know, I did the bestial wrath, and he grew and got real big, because they had that there where it got like monstrous when they patched it first, and it was just so cool.
I remember
beating this thing up.
I remember there were a couple of dungeons where people started throwing a fit about, man, we got no CC, da 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 da. You know, I'm like, I'm a hunter, and they're like, so what? And people underestimated hunters so much. Like a really good hunter, because you got the frozen trap, you got fear beast, you got your pet tanking something, and then if you really want to go wild with it, you got improved wing clip, lock something down. So I remember there were a few dungeons where I was basically in 4 pools and 5 pools. I was CC for 3 of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember trying to do that, and I wasn't that great at hunter. I mean, I was okay, but I remember some.
Relax.
I think it was in Naxxramas. Yeah. The one that was floating, where you went into, and I was I had to. All these things chasing me, and I had to keep aggro on it, and it was just crazy.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it was.
That was like 4 quests all just turned in the exact same spot.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for good hunters, man.
Yeah, like I feel awkward saying it. Like I feel like I'm tooting my own horn, but I was a pretty solid hunter back in the day. And like, you can tell the difference between a good one and then your average run of the mill, and then a bad one even. Let's see.
The thing that I'm good at is watching what the other guys are doing, and who's healing, and trying to lock down a healer or to root a melee, or just seeing what they're trying to do and their strategy, and then kiboshing it.
You're basically what can make or break a team fight, because a good support, and that's what that is. You're talking about support mechanics. That's so, I mean, so rare to find a really legitimately good support, because a lot of time people will tunnel vision, just focus fire, and everybody thinks, oh, focus fire, that's what we're doing. Da, da, da. Yeah. No, if you're playing and you got a couple of good supports, a couple of good mages, a couple of decent hunters, a couple of, warlocks, even, there's all rogues, there's all kind of people who can do
I used to love rogue
support.
because I could do kick, I can do blind, I can vanish, cheap shot, I can gouge, I can stun. I can peel really well when a melee is on a.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of people underestimate really good rogues, because a rogue without even preparation for a short duration can lock up 4 different targets at one time. There are not many classes that can claim to do that. Now it's a short deal, because you're talking about sapping one, blinding another, gouging a third, and starting your stun lock combo on a 4th.
Right.
But it's still impressive, and little support mechanics and roles like that, if you're actually able to pull that off, that you're the beast in PvP that no one shows the right amount of credence to, because they're all like, did you see how much damage I did to so-and-so? And meanwhile, the rogues are just kind of in the background, did you see those 4 guys I kept from fucking you in the ass while you were killing that guy? Yeah, no, you didn't. Okay, you didn't see that? Oh.
Yeah, they weren't paying attention.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The good support, I'll take a damn good support over a really solid DPS any day, because you might, especially like in a raid or whatever, everybody's worried about them daggum DPS numbers or whatnot. No, if a rogue or a good hunter or a solid mage is paying attention, doing exactly what they should be doing, then no, their damage is not going to be on the top, but the amount of damage they prevented you guys from taking for doing CC right or supporting correctly, playing their role as optimally as they could is, it's just insane.
Well,
those are the numbers you never see. Those are the numbers you never see.
Yeah, you never see it. But like where you can do roots, you can do hibernate.
If you're outside, roots
right.
work. Druids.
Well, they eventually may let them work inside.
Oh, well, not for Classic or TBC, I don't think, but
yeah,
maybe at the end of TBC. I don't really remember if they worked in TBC.
No, I don't think they did at TBC. I think it was either
probably Lich King
or
Kata. I never played in Lich King, but I heard from so many friends that Lich King was the expansion for Druids, because Druids, they showed a lot of love to Druids, and they were suddenly, beefy, real good at everything. And I was just like, well, I quit just before Lich King came out and never really had an interest in it. So well, that sort of sucks, but whatever,
So, I just realized something on the talent tree for Rogue. Is if I do the 505 deflection in the combat tree, 2nd tier, I get the riposte ability,
That's the one
strike
where...
that becomes active after parrying an opponent's attack.
And that disarms them, right?
And it's a 6-second disarm, plus it does 150%. It's like
and it's only
it's
10.
Like
another fun fact for you, it only costs 10 energy.
10
So you go
energy,
into evasion, and you're not only evading, if you're fighting humanoids with weapons or whatever, you're dishing out tons of damage too.
Right. And then
I was with a rogue, his name was Falky, I think, and like that was... like I said, I've already practiced some of these dual comps that we're talking about, and that while he had evasion up, that was very, very potent. It was very nice.
Yeah. So,
and it's spammable too.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's only 10 energy, and
it's a very potent ability. I want you to play to your heart's content, and I want you to play the spec you want to play most, but I'm fearing that it's going to cost us a gold at some point, because as a druid, not being able to hold aggro is as good as possible while you're backstabbing, and then losing a lot of that, like a bunch of your spec based on backstabbing. I fear that at some point you're going to go, this backstabbing thing's really nice when we're in like a group, and we've got a dedicated healer and a dedicated tank, and then I know I'm not going to be the target. But then when the targets are shifting back and forth, like when we're duo leveling, it's going to be on me, and then on you, and then on me. It's going to be back and forth. So anytime that it's on you, that's a lot of your talent points and a lot of your extra damage and spec that's basically being null utilized. So
yeah.
I mean, but like I said, I want you to do whatever you want to do, because the most important thing is having fun, and
right. Well,
you never know if we test it out. If we test it out, and you know how to control your hate, or be a little patient and let like me open up and get 2 claws in, then at least you'll have enough backstabs that where the heck is this mine? That
Yeah, I'm really good at that patience thing, though. I really think it'll work. I just want to test it. And
you're the one, probably the one person that I feel very confident that would pull it off. One of the reasons I'm prompted to say this is because, like I said, I've done the dual comp with several other rogues, but a lot of the other rogues didn't have that correct level of patience. They're just, oh, damage, backstab, oh, now it's on me, okay. And then it all comes down to, if I initiate and get even just 2 claws off, then you can start going ham on them, and it won't matter, because by the time they do shift to you, oops, I didn't mean to do that. By the time they do shift to you, then they're basically dead anyway, unless we're dealing with elites, and then you gotta,
So
actually...
if you open on a mob, and then I come in with an ambush.
Ambush, is that the one? That's not the one that stuns, is it? Cheap shot's the stun, right?
Yeah.
Ambush is like the ravage.
Yeah, cheap shot out of stealth is a stun. Yeah. But I don't like wasting energy for no damage. Like, I want to be damaging.
Yeah, I got
The only reason I need the stun is to stop us from being hit. So
that's part of why I love it, because efficiency-wise, that's less mana I'll have to spend on heals, and that's a 3 or 4 second stun.
Crippling poison. I can either have the poison that just does extra damage on hit, or I can do crippling poison,
which slows them.
So, yeah. So it's just, and I can switch out a weapon for a swing or 2 to get the crippling poison up. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a slow dagger or a fast dagger on my offhand. If it's a level 4 or level 20, doesn't matter. Once I put the
mid 30s, we'll have I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Once I get the poison on there, I can just switch. Switch.
Yeah.
Basically,
you got a trench coat full of knives.
Right. Exactly.
For every occasion.
Okay. Oh, we got a caster just ganked us, trying to gank us. Okay.
Pull out the mind numbing. Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you have a 50%.
Was it that much?
Reduction in your casting speed.
Holy
I think it's like 50%.
That's insane. Because Curse of Tongues, which is a warlock spell, it was like 20 or 30 or 40%, but it wasn't quite 50.
No, I think it was 50.
No, Curse of Tongues wasn't 50, I don't think. But then again, I'm talking about level 30 too, so maybe it wasn't higher level or whatever.
Yeah, Curse. Yeah, I think you might be right actually. Curse of Time.
Let's see, where was I going? Somewhere down
I
here.
really hate Vanilla WoW fandom.
How do you mean?
I just don't like the layout on their site.
Oh, I thought you meant like fandom as a whole. I didn't know that this was a website. I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah.
I've heard of Classic DB and Wowhead are like the only two that. And I don't look up all that much stuff because I don't know. I kind of have a broad spectrum knowledge of things, and then sometimes I've got a chat that's very knowledgeable and helps fill in the blanks. I don't know. I'm really old school, I guess, when it comes to games and crap like that. I'm gonna take a bio break real quick before I start this next quest. So everybody, give me just a minute.
Yeah, Curse of Tongues, rank 1. Slowly casting time of all spells equal to 50%.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm wrong on that. I could have swore it was like 30 or 40.
Then,
Well, fair enough. I'll take it. That's a lot better than I thought it was at level 30. Alright, everybody, give me just a minute. I'll be AFK for, I don't know, 2 minutes or something like that. BRB. Thank you for the compliment, Keon. Let me get this quest done. So I'm really excited. Don, like I said, I think we're gonna mesh really well. I like your level of intelligence, which sounds like a douchey thing to say, but I hope you take it as a compliment it's intended to be.
Well, you know, I'm kind of a nerd, so.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that don't really put the amount of forethought into things, if that makes sense.
I'm out of range.
Yeah. I just need to figure out how to screenshot this, or it's gonna have to try to copy down costs for things and figure out what my cost is gonna be. Crippling poison is very cheap.
Good.
Deadly poison is not cheap.
Darn. That's the one that'll probably be most useful for
Instant
leveling.
poison. Instant poison. Each strike has 20% chance to do at level 1, 19 nature damage per hit. But it only has 40 charges, so it like.
How much does a regular poison have charge-wise?
Well, deadly poison has 60 charges. Instant poison has 40 charges. Crippling poison
Is each hit a charge, or
is
only
a
when
30
they actually
minute.
go
It
off?
lasts for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
When it crits, when it activates is
When
when
it procs, okay.
right. But then I also have to get vanishing dust and whatever
I'm
the vanish.
It's too far away.
About the only skill that's free for a rogue is freaking distract.
Yeah, no, I mean all these other expenses is just. I
Yep.
see that as slowing us down.
Yep.
But
That's part of what I was telling you is, I think you're like, oh, by the time we hit 40, we'll have a couple hundred gold. No, sir. If we go right at 37 to that really nice gold grind spot, we might be able to afford our mounts by the time we hit 40, and then be flat ass broke.
well, the thing, if I would warrior, we could get that one axe.
The whirlwind one, the rafter, I think it's called.
You helping me, we could probably do the axe.
Mm-hmm.
At maybe like 34.
That would probably be pretty easy too, because the boss, he consistently he stops and just freezes and starts spinning, and then you run away. That's mana regen time. That's heal time.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I could go Torn Warrior, which I love, freaking Torn Warrior.
I'm totally
But,
down
I
with
mean, I
that.
should-
But the
I
only
should
the
go- I
only
should
sad part
go
is no
Orc.
stealth. Yeah, orc would
Alright,
be.
well, you still have stealth. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about our comp. It's not a deal breaker. I want you to go whatever you want to go. So don't,
Nah, well, I'm just.
nothing's a deal breaker. It's
Trying
just
to-
that's something I always keep in mind. Is because
Well-
that stealth to me is so fun. Being able to pull
Yeah.
shit off, and
I
if
love
you're a
that too,
warrior,
yeah.
then we can't do like the, oh, let's sneak through and get this boss, and try to get this drop for you or for me or da 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 da.
But if we can get 60 in 3 days, I mean, I don't care if I'm not pulling off amazing stealth stuff. Just if I get the server for 60,
No,
to figure a comp, and then I can roll something that's more fun, and then do it again.
yeah,
And
no,
utilize
Keon,
stealth.
this game has not been in beta since 2004. It released, right? In 2004, it had like a week-long open beta test right before it launched in 2004. And then it went live. For 15 years, this game has been live. The thing is, through multiple patches and expansions, they've changed the game so much that a huge
recognize
portion, a huge portion of the player base prefers the older version of the game. So much so that they were making their own private servers and hosting entire populations of tens of thousands of players, which would pay and donate to these private server holders And then Blizzard was like, no, shut that down, shut that down. Every time they saw it, shut it down. Freaking going, what's his name? Chef Ramsay on him. Shut it down, you cow! You know, the whole bit. Finally, they submitted and go, you know what? We're missing out on a good chunk of business here. Why don't we just go ahead and do this? So they start looking through their logs going, do we even have all that old information? Because a lot of the private servers, a lot of the numbers are kind of guesstimations. A lot of it's accurate and a lot of it's a guess. To where they get it to where it quote-unquote feels like vanilla. Well, Blizzard's doing it all accurate, and they chose one of the final patches in vanilla. So they're beta testing their new engine and the new software, like the Battle.net software, with the old client. So they had to revamp a lot of stuff to get it to work on their newer software, but that's why it's a beta. Now, where is this? Is this the flag that I need? No. Yes? No.
I can't get myself to get excited about Sword Spec.
Well, then don't. Like I said, I want you to be happy with it, but the only thing you have to consider is when we're going through it, you might go, oh, this isn't quite as good as I was hoping. We need to come up with a goal to do a respec. That's the only, it's not that huge of a drawback.
I'm still going to do damage with Sinister Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of these abilities still buff.
Don, I want you to do what makes you happy, because if you're not happy playing the game, then we've defeated the whole point of the game. It's recreation. If you want to do backstab spec, you are certainly... all I'm doing is I'm giving you forethought so that you can think about it and go, here's ways that I could counteract that and make this work better. Or, oh, maybe he's right, maybe I'll change this up, or maybe I'll go a little bit less into it than this. All I'm giving is just forethought. It might work out absolutely perfectly, because maybe you're the guy who knows exactly when to do this, that, and other, to where it's not nuts, and then suddenly, you know, I'm losing aggro every time you start dealing your damage, and then your spec's semi-wasted because you're tanking. But if you're happy playing it, that's really all that matters. I'm not going to tell any Oomkin, because I refuse to call them Boomkins, that they can't be an Oomkin. If they want it, they want to play it. And there were some builds that were actually pretty freaking viable in Classic as an Oomkin, but they did still go out of mana really fast. But they were scary, and they worked. And even in a raid setting, that's plus 3% spell crit to every mage in their party, which was freaking amazing. So I'm not going to tell anybody, don't play this. You know, play what makes you happy. If you're enjoying it, that's what matters. If you're good at it, then hey, come join in and do all this crazy hard stuff with us. There it is. That's all. The big thing, like I said, is it's important that everybody's happy. Otherwise, why are you playing a game? You know? But that said, I'm gonna give you food for thought. You know? So just don't ever be upset with me if I'm giving you food for thought is my point. Because there will be times when I'm doing that. I don't ever want you to become discouraged because I'm saying, this might not work as well as you think. And like you've already seen before, there have been few times where I've been, you know, mistaken about a certain skill or something. It happens every blue moon or so. It's been known once or twice. Yeah, Keon, I do have the webcam off because I feel like it's rude to eat in front of other people. And I didn't have breakfast, and it's a little past lunchtime now, so I'm nibbling on some like those cheesy goldfish or whatever, and some peanuts. So protein and I guess starch, probably not the best thing for me, but it's good. I'm enjoying it.
So I gotta check at what I'm giving up versus trying to get cool talent. So by having to get to a certain point to get extra talent, so if I use Blade Fury,
Damn it.
.2 minutes. 2-minute cooldown. Lasts for 15 seconds. So if you pull 3 mobs and start hitting each of them, right, in bear form, and I come up behind and launch an ambush, I hit Blade Fury.
Oh, is that the thing where it deals all the damage to nearby mobs too?
Yeah, I could take technically, unless it takes me out of combat. If it takes me out of combat, then I'd use backstab, but I could, or technically I could ambush one and then target another one and move over and then backstab, you know, hit Blade Fury, backstab. You see if Blade Fury costs any, oh, it costs mana.
Mana?
I
Energy?
don't know why it says mana. It should, it's a miss, it should say, it says 25 mana, but I think it means,
No, I'm sure you meant energy. 25 is kind of a lot though. Well, no, not really.
and it's
Energy comes
only
back
used
fast.
every 2 minutes. And you know what? My philosophy with this build is if it's not something that I'm using constantly, or that's gonna get us through a boss or something, it's not worth the, like, riposte is great as long as I'm parrying. If I'm not parrying, then it's a worthless spell.
Yeah.
And if I need to disarm something and they're not attacking me, you know, how do I can't do that.
You gouge,
You
that's
know,
sort of
you
a
know,
disarm.
so, right. So instead of putting all my points into, you know, dodge and lightning reflexes and stuff like that, and parry, well, my whole spec is on not getting hit and being able to kill stuff fast, you know, but still having some evasion and some ability to get out. Like, I like the cooldown of a sprint and evasion. I like the cooldown of improved sprint where I get all my roots removed. And I like the improved
That is
kick
handy.
where I have a 100% chance for a 2-second silence. Like, to me, that's a skill when I use the kick, and if kick's on a short cooldown.
Kick's super handy. PvE and
think it's-
PvP, you'll be using it a bunch. Anytime we have to fight anything that says shaman, priest, priestess, totemic, whatever, you know, any kind of Healy class, you wait till their hands go green or gold, then you kick. Pretty simple. Because it's annoying to fight like an elite mob and then they go from 20% back to 100. Because their heals are ridiculous. Like 20, 30,000 health point heals is stupid. Not really that much, but point is they'll go from 20% to full, no sarcasm,
It's too
as an elite mob that we just spent a little while whittling away, you know?
I was saying that the kick is
I need to target someone first.
Have you hammered out for sure what your professions are going to be?
no.
What's part of mine?
Kick at a level 12,
It's a pretty early one.
and it says it's a 15-second cooldown.
Sounds about right. Basically
I
means you
don't
could use
think
it once per mob.
Well, no, I think I had a rogue that I leveled, and I was doing the kick, and I think it was closer to 8 or 10. I think it was 10 seconds, 8 or 10 seconds.
Is there a spec
And,
that...
I did the stress test.
Oh.
So, but on the stress test, I leveled up to 15 on my on 2 different rogues. I leveled like 5 characters to 15 in the 2-day stress test.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean,
Felt good, didn't it? Like the nostalgia?
oh yeah, no, it was incredible. It was just crazy getting out of the starting areas, but
Oh, yeah.
you know, once that, you know, the volume went down, it was quick to go. Yeah, kick is amazing. I gotta go reset here. Going back.
The most useful feature of kick is not that it interrupts, it's that it also locks them out of that school for 2 to 4 seconds. So if they were casting a holy spell, that's 2 to 4 seconds where they're stuck not casting holy.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna put 17 points into combat.
Okay.
For sure. So I'm going to do the improved gouge, 3 of 3, where that's going to give me, let me actually check the billet. I get that at rank 6. 4 seconds. So it's going to change it to 5.5 seconds. 2 points into lightning reflexes for 2% dodge. Then the second tier is going to give me increased critical strike of backstab by 30%. 3 points into that.
Glory to the Horde.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. And then 2 points into precision to get my hit to 2%. And then that's going to get us close to level 20. Level 18, level 19. And then at that point, I may stop that tree. But it just depends if we want to get the, you know,
Wait.
by level 20, by level 26, if I put, if I stay in combat all the way to level 26, I'll have the improved kick. I'll have the sprint and evasion cooldown by a minute and a half. So sprint is... I think it's 2 minutes. Tell me the cooldown. What good is this site if it doesn't tell me? You tell me the spell, you know, give me the cooldown. Evasion, I think that's a 3-minute cooldown. But
Sounds right.
it's reducing my sprint by a minute and a half, so They gotta both be 3 minutes. So
Maybe.
because it'll take it down to a minute and a half, 90 seconds on both of them.
Hang on, I don't know if it's the same as the cat form's dash, but the cat form dash has a cooldown of 5 minutes. And it draws from the same as a rogue, so I imagine a minute and a half off your dash will give you, or your sprint rather, will give you a 3.5 minute cooldown from 5.
Be interesting.
That's just a guess though, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, it's just that's the equivalent Druid form of sprint, and they're usually pretty close.
Oh, Wowhead says 2 minutes. So if that can't be right, that's got to be current.
Throw hole.
It's actually pretty decent. Well, I guess it's a little bit of an upgrade.
Strength and honor. For the horde.
Flying one way just to fly back. This music could put you to sleep, I'm telling you. I like it. Ashen Vale. It's pretty music. Feels very night elfy. That's right. That's an adjective now. Night elf the noun means scum. Night elf the adjective means sissy, I guess. Or sleepy. Oh, we just lost someone in chat. We just lost a viewer. Goodbye and good riddance, ally sympathizer. I'm kidding. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on my son real quick. He's been awfully quiet. I assume after all that excitement earlier, he's just taking a nap. But I'm gonna go check on him. I'll be right back.
How'd it go, Dave?
Alright, I'm back. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He went and fell asleep in Mom and Daddy's bed. Taking a nap. Freaking 2 gold for a deadly blunderbuss. One of us is definitely going to need to be an engineer. We ain't going to have near that kind of money to spend on that just to finish an early game quest. Whew. Highway robbery.
What can I help you with? For the Horde.
After doing all this flying around for one little easy quest, easy quote unquote, I'm gonna have to, ooh, I didn't think about looking in the auction house. Oh well, it'll be fine. Doing all this flying around, I'll just hearth back to turn it in.
Time is money, friend.
Time is money, friend. Talk to me. Keep it real.
I got what you need.
Hmm.
Keep it real.
Didn't know how long this boat was here, so I figured I'd go ahead and sprint to get to it. Didn't want to have to do a whole, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 minute wait, however long it takes. So it looks like it just got here because I sprinted and now the boat's just sitting here for a little while, which is fine.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Be good.
Hurry back! Yo! Glad I could help. Time is money, friend. Keep it real.
I'm listening. Farewell.
What's wrong, Sean?
Elune be with you.
What brings you here?
You alright, baby boy?
I want some tablet.
You want your tablet? Well, you're gonna have to come here and ask like a nice young man. What you up to right now, Don? I assume you're AFK. That or you're muted and don't realize. Ah, nice pleasant flight. Last, what, month and a half, 2 months, something I've been playing beta. People have been saying that whole, or at least were at one point saying that whole, you think you do, but you don't. But I actually do not mind the flight. It's nice. Gives you time to, like, go take out the trash or, you know, do some dishes for the wife, happy life, or just sit and chill, or catch up with Discord messages, or whatever else it is that you want or could be doing. It gives you a little bit of time, even if it's just to reflect. It's nice. Nowadays with retail, wow, you got all these instant gratification, you know, teleport here, port there, poof, 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 everywhere. Doesn't really feel like there's a point for even mounts anymore, much less flying. They're more of a cosmetic thing now. Which brings me to another point. Every single time, this is what happens. With every new expansion, they gotta... I mean, they don't even have a good reason for it lore-wise. They gotta disable flying. Otherwise, the game's broken, right? They just fly everywhere and do everything. So they gotta disable flying with every new expansion up until you beat it all, and then basically go and do a rep grind to re-earn your right to fly in that area. That's so cheesy. Let's see. What are these pages called? Shredder. For that matter, which one did I need? I've got 10, 11, 12. I think I need a 9. What am I supposed to smelt now for gains? Okay.
Well met.
Hmm.
Winds be at your back.
What's up, new viewers? Hopefully we'll begin to see some Gurubashi arena in about 45 minutes, and maybe I'll get my last trinket. At the moment, I'm still finishing up a couple of quests on the alt, which should turn out pretty well, I think.
Interesting. Be good.
If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, or don't. That's up to you guys. Nobody owns you. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's the magic of the internet. But if you're enjoying it, you think this is something you want to be a part of, hey, feel free. Become part of the community. Check it out. That almost rhymes. Sort of does.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
Gold with honor.
Nukta. Go forth to victory.
I think that's all the Ashen Veil stuff. Yeah, pretty much.
Greetings.
Ew, the rainy server. Ew. Two players total. Networking 101, boys and girls. It's a heck of a downpour over here at STV. Look at this. Good gosh. It just feels uncomfortable. I'm feeling cold and like wet and matted. Freaking all this daggum rain. Oop, I'll be right back. I just heard the door. That might be my wife. Hey, Don.
man, I'm back.
Welcome back. Give me just 1 second. I think I heard the door. That, or maybe I was you picking up the mic. But give me 1 second. Let me check the door.
You'd probably be clumping down the mic. Did it sound anything like this?
Okay, I'm back. I think that was your mic, is what I heard, probably. You picking up your headset or whatever.
Yeah, it was probably this.
Yeah, it was something very similar to that. I thought it was my wife at the door, and maybe she just had her hands too full to use the keys. That happens surprisingly often.
Yep.
I would hate to assume that it's your headset or something, and then have her sit out there, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you hear a more forceful, you know. So, uh-oh. She ain't thrilled about having to wait out there. It's hot. So what you up to right now?
Just looking at talents.
Man.
I only have 83 total talents to train.
Right. With a total of 51 points, that's good. No, I'm kidding. By talents you mean like your skills, right?
Yeah, no, like from level, from actually traveling, training from level 1, and that's including level 1 skills that you already get when you start.
Yeah.
And you have 203 for Druid.
Yeah.
Versus 83.
Yeah, druids are it's a
That's
gold.
pretty expensive.
Yeah, I bet say at the very beginning it's a gold wash just about every time if all you're doing is questing and whatnot.
Yep. So I
But,
found a site that actually gives me cooldowns.
Nice.
Correct ones. And where?
So what was dash? Is it 5 minutes? Or is it less? Or not dash, sprint.
Let me go back. Gouge is 10 seconds. I think they're all 3 minutes. Evasion blinded.
Really, 3 minutes on that.
Yeah, I believe. But let me.
It's 5 minutes on the Druid dash, which is our equivalent. But it makes sense that it wouldn't be as good or efficient, especially since we have a lot of natural.
Yeah, 3 minute cooldown on evasion, but I can bring it down to 1.5 minutes.
Evasion or sprint?
Both, I think. I think the sprint is also a 3 minute. Okay. Oh, I have it open over here. So sprint. Nope, that's wrong. Rid of that. That's wrong. Cool tip. Classic doesn't have all the details that I need. That just keep it here. So yeah, vanilla-wow.fandom.com/wiki, and then evasion is where I'm looking right now. So the vanilla/wow.fandom.com actually got the best detail on these. So we were gonna say sprint. Three-minute cooldown. And the one I was looking at was off the talent tree. Ghostly Strikes. Want to know. Ghostly Strikes. 20-second cooldown.
What is Ghostly Strike? Strike?
Wow. Ghostly Strike is 40 energy. It does 125% of weapon or 180% of dagger. If the dagger is equipped. And it increases your chance to dodge by 15% for 7 seconds. So it's a defensive ability. It's in the subtlety tree, and I get it at 11 points into it. So I'm thinking my first 2 points are going into Remorseless Axe, regardless, because that's my 40%, and we're killing stuff quick is the whole thing. And my next attack is 40% to crit. And that includes backstab, ambush, or Ghost Strike. And then I think I'm gonna go with a 4-second gouge for right now and not put points into that. And I'm gonna go points for damage right now. And so opportunity is a tier 1 subtle, and I can go 5 of 5 in there and I get 20% more damage on backstab and ambush and garrote, which is the bleed.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it was Burning Crusade or Classic where if you did garrote out of stealth, you opened on a caster. I know it did in Lynch King, but it would silence them for 4 seconds. Because I did a assassination dual dagger spec.
I'm pretty
with
sure
Needle
that's
Lake.
not how it works in Classic, but
Yeah, but man, casters between my slow casting 50% to cast, with the poison, and then so I'm gonna go 5 of 5 opportunity, and that'll put me at level 16. And then instead of doing my blind, and because what level do I get blind at?
wait. Wouldn't that put you at 17? Because you talked about you're getting 2 points right off the bat.
No, you get 1 point at 10.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
So you're
That'll
always
put you.
so I'll have 7 points in. So I'm level 16. You're always 1 level lower than the points you have because you get a point at 10. And 11 you have 2 points, so it's weird. So at level 16 I'll have 7 points. So I'm gonna have 2 in.
Yeah.
2 for my crits, and then
Yeah,
5
right.
for that.
My
But
brain
yeah, it plays with
my
your
brain
mind.
was doing it.
No,
the other way
it
around.
plays with your mind.
Yeah.
Now what was I looking for? Blind. When do I get blind? When do I get
Before level
blind?
30.
Is level 34.
What? Really? You sure about that?
So if I'm talenting into, if I'm putting points into Vanish and Blind at level 16, I don't even get Vanish until 22, and I don't get Blind until 34. So lowering those cooldowns before I have the abilities is probably not the smartest gameplay.
Kind of wasted. But if you're looking for something, well, at the time it is. If you're looking for something,
Right.
a little further down that'll be advantageous around, level 22, 23 or so, by the time you'd have availability to it, though, it's still kind of worth.
Right. So, but I definitely want to reduce, because stealth, let me see what the cooldown is on. I think it's 10 seconds.
It is for Druid, 10 seconds. But as we saw with dash and sprint, that's not always a clear indicator.
No, it's 10 seconds. So, I'm going to put camouflage 5 of 5. And that'll take me to level 21. And then at level 18, I get ambush. So I'll still have the remorseless axe. So once I kill something, I go stealth, and then I ambush, and I got a 40% on top of my crit to crit with ambush. Okay, so do I need an extra 45% crit in ambush when I'm running remorseless axe? If we're just killing mob to mob to mob? That's
Probably
a question.
not. Because there
Because I'm
will
already
be
gonna
some occasions when you don't even get a chance to go stealth. Because we're just in another fight. Just dragging them from one to the next.
Right.
And even though it's an
So,
extra
but
good chunk of damage, that 1 to 2 seconds to wait for leaving combat, then stealth, then setup and all that amounts to a lot over several hours,
Right, but ghostly strikes. What level do I get that at? I guess I just get it when I talent it. So it's not on my trainer. So I get it through the talent. So technically I can have it at level 20. But if I do it through the other way, I'll have it at level 22. Get the ghostly strikes. And then from there, I could go down to lethality and try to get the critical bonus, the extra 30% critical damage.
Mm-hmm.
But that would take me, to get that would take me 12 points. And I'm at level 22, so I'd be at level 34 before I could fill that out. I would put 5 points into critical chance with Malice, so I get 5% more crit on my way there. But then I would have throwaway talent. Well, I guess I do murder 2 of 2. That would be 2% more damage for humanoid, beast, dragon, cannon, giant. Ogres are considered giant, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I know they're either humanoid or giant. They're not. So
Okay.
you're good one way or the other.
They might be humanoid, yeah. And then I have to put 1 into my finishing moves or slicing dice. Or I could put 1 in Viscerate. When do I get? I know I get a Viscerate earlier. Viscerate, yeah, they get at, oops. Viscerate is at level 8. But generally, you want to have a dagger or a sword, because I think so. It doesn't scale. Eviscerate, it doesn't scale with your weapon. So that's what these guys are talking about when they're saying it's based on your power attack,
Attack power, you mean?
or attack power, and just the base damage of the rank of it, of the spell. So running daggers and using Eviscerate doesn't, if I do swords or maces, there's no benefit, Whereas like a Heroic Strike scales off of the top damage, I think, on a warrior.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it's so great to have really slow weapons with high damage.
Now, let me look at backstab, though, because I think that does scale off my backstab. 150% of weapon damage plus X to the target. Must be behind. So, for example, like if a normal hit was 100 to 136 damage, and this is probably based off of a higher end, but the backstab crit damage would be 1800 versus
Melting claw days.
136. So that's a huge. If you're critting with backstab, the modifier is like crazy on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
You pull off one of those, though, that's probably the only one you're going to get before they turn around and be like, I didn't like that. You're my new favorite, buddy.
Right, but well, I know, but I mean, I'm gonna hit an ambush, and hopefully, um, you're you're able to just tear on them as they turn towards me, and I'm heading away at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then, right when you got your point to bleed them, I'm gonna gouge, go behind, hit my backstab, and if they're not dead, then you pop your bleed on them, and we're off to the next mob. You know, because gouge, I mean, 10-second cooldown. I haven't even used it. You know, my energy is going to come back. I'm still going to get another backstab on them.
Yeah,
so
as long as they're
and then,
in any kind of CC state, that's a guaranteed backstab. Or any kind of stun or sap state, I should say. So I guess a snare wouldn't count.
and ambush. Okay, ambush is 275% of weapon damage.
Sorry for the beeps, everybody. That's the alarm to remind me to make sure I log on to this character.
The only thing about lethality is it doesn't scale with it doesn't do anything to ambush. It's 30% crit to gouge, sinister strike, backstab, ghostly strike, and hemorrhage. But it's not helping my ambush. Damn it. I mean, I could technically leave combat alone and not even go into that tree.
Mm-hmm.
See what the cooldown is on premeditation. Second. So that's, I just basically. Alright, I gotta go get this phone call in.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. All right, I was back.
Welcome back.
The other thing, if I don't, the chance to hit is going to be critical too, right?
Yeah, for fighting mobs higher level anyway. But in Classic, it was always super important to have hit chance because unlike later, unlike later expansions, you actually missed and had glancing blows and things like that a lot more in Classic than ever in any of the others.
So I'm going strictly
Can't
with.
invite anyone else.
Man, y'all are all hella quiet.
You're wrecked. What up, Thingfish? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, just getting
Hold on a
this.
second. Let me get my
Okay,
headset. I can't hear
alright,
shit.
fuck me then.
Get wrecked, T.
No, never mind, I'll just
I
go
thought
fuck
you could hear
myself.
my brain thinking. I was like trying to figure this talent tree thing out.
I feel you. I feel it. Sorry for you and T, for people basically who don't have the beta and are still thinking a bunch about it and like trying to figure out what they want to do, because in that way I'm sort of spoiled sitting here, you know.
Playing it? Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah. Basically, that's right.
Joke's on you, Mark. I don't care that much.
You lie.
I'm hyped for us all to play together again, but, like, the game doesn't look that interesting to me.
Lies. Lies and deceitfulness.
Being a little harsh, but it's a representation of my real feelings.
You even sound sad saying it.
I'm sad because I'm on like the last day of my sickness or whatever, and I feel like I want to do everything and nothing at the same time.
That might be the most emo thing I've ever heard. Today, anyway.
I've heard a lot worse from friends a lot closer. Like that came out wrong. I meant
No, it's too late. You said it now.
that really came out wrong. I didn't mean to say it like that. I feel like a dick. That's not what I meant. My words deceived me. I'm really high, so you gotta take what I say with a grain of salt right now.
Always. Oh, right now. My bad. So what you up to, Thingfish?
Just sitting here in the arena trying to help a brother out with his arena trinket.
I appreciate that, man. You ready to join us when we go to August?
Oh, I don't know, man. I still gotta decide what faction I'm gonna be on.
Oh, don't give me
Well,
that.
if you don't choose right.
No, the problem is I'm trying to recruit my girlfriend, man. She wants to
She wants to be a pretty race. Oh, Oh no,
That's
come on.
right.
She wants to be
just
a panda, doesn't she?
No.
I tried to tell her that trolls are kind of hot if you look at them right.
And orc females aren't too bad either. No, here's what you gotta tell her. Just reassure her.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, when the Burning Crusade comes out, you can be a blood elf. It's fine.
So, in Classic, did all the females look the same, just a different skin tone?
I mean, it had the same level of customization as, you know, the rest of the stuff, which wasn't all that much. So in a way, I mean, they all had the same
yeah.
body
I know what I'm
shape.
talking about, though. Like, the men
They had a
looked
slider
completely
from
different,
ugly to
and then-
fugly.
Oh,
Hey, you
On
look
the
like
word
you got a
side.
pretty solid. You look like you got a pretty solid group going here, actually.
Yeah,
I get this.
that's the plan. It's the last one I need. So this is the one I was willing to put some effort into. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
did you ever answer Kian, like, 1,000 years ago?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's why I said makes sense. What's up, my Russian brother from another mother?
Oh. How do you say that?
What, that name?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a 4 in it.
If my
You
wife
not
were
see
here, yes, I see it. If my wife were here, she would know how to say it. She can read Russian and speak Chinese, but like,
She could read Russian but
yeah,
speak
well,
Chinese.
yeah. The reason I
She had a messed up tutor in school.
well, they don't exactly coincide now. The two are not precisely related, as it turns out. No, I mean she speaks a little bit
This
of
is
French.
how it sounds. But this is how
Right?
What the hell, Mark? Why does your wife have so much freaking what do they call it?
Multilingualism?
That's another word. That's a word.
Yeah, that's one of them.
I meant culture. That's what I was gonna say.
Because she's not American, naturally.
Well, no, because she's
Americans are
and then she knows
uncultured.
two different languages.
No, more than that. Like she's natural born Mexican, so Spanish is obviously primary.
Or
English
four,
secondary. Freaking Chinese. She can speak French, a little bit of Italian. She can read Russian but not speak it very well, and she can speak Chinese but not read it very well.
Her little bit of Italian is just her putting her thumb up to her other 4 fingers.
No, shut up. No. That's very
That's
non-hetero of you, okay?
They hate that, by the way. I've talked to Italian people and said that to them. They hate it. They hate it so much. Just like Australians don't like being reminded about emus.
The war is it. I'm so surprised we actually took time on stream to look that shit up. 1932, Australia lost a legitimate alleged war, like, on emus. Like, they declared war on a bird and lost the war. How dumb is that? The headlines,
I don't
Duke.
know. Australia's got some pretty scary animals, so they
Everything there wants to kill you and has the capability to do so, okay?
Yeah, kangaroos.
Oh, dude, no,
Don't
they're
mess with
terrifying.
imagine something boinging at you. Like, you know how
It's got
terrifying that would be?
claws. It's little hands. They're like claws. They'll like rake you.
And this little baby has claws too. So that's 4 hands coming at you, and at least 1 boing.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking
Once
everyone
you're
jokes
down,
about
you know.
a kangaroo like kicking the crap out of someone. No, did you see their forearms? Every one of them things is like you already know where I'm going with this. Every single one of those things. Do you even lift, bro? Guess what? Did not skip leg day. So dumb. I remember seeing that one freaking video of a guy walk up and just punch a kangaroo in the face, and I would be terrified to see that. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the kangaroo like looked back at him like,
What
you
the? The fuck, bro?
He didn't even fight back because he was so alpha.
He was so shocked. That kangaroo legitimately had like a very humanistic look on its face, like, the hell? You know?
To be fair, most animals see humans as alpha. Just because there's so
True,
many of
actually.
us.
They're also pretty tall compared to most other animals.
Yeah. That's true. They don't want to mess with us because they've seen what we do to each other.
Now, when I say most animals, I don't mean large prey, obviously, or large predator.
Oh, see, I thought you were going a different direction. I thought you were going to be like, you see, when I say most animals, I don't mean large. So then I thought you were going to make like a mother-in-law joke there. That seemed so right. It felt right.
You just go up to a bear and you're like, "Shut up, you big large." Haha, inside joke. Mark didn't laugh.
You big large. No. You gotta convert from a big large into a tiny small. Ooh, who is this?
I doubt I'll ever be a tiny small.
Yeah, no.
Too inactive.
Too fat to begin with, fam. I ain't making it there. But, I mean, even at my best, when I was a good, healthy weight, I was like 240 pounds. And that was no big old pokage in the belly or nothing like that. That was a healthy weight for me. So I was always
Well, how
stocky.
tall are you? 6'2", 6'3"?
No, I wish. Shoot, I'm 5'11".
5'11", that's it? Whoa.
I'm stocky. My dad the expression he used to always use is, "You're built like a brick shithouse." Although he would add some extra words in there sometimes. So I don't. But anyway.
I don't know, man. Like,
He
you're
made-
built like an outhouse, bro. Like,
They're durable, bro.
you're so full of shit.
You know what? I'm tired of your shit. You get out. I've had enough.
Alright, I was about to leave anyway, but, you know. I'm leaving on my own. My own free will. This is not because of what you said.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty disappointed in this.
Might be disappointed in me too.
Freaking Moose, what's he doing? We got allies for real. Or had. Damn, that guy got melted. Lol.
Nice, man.
Now I gotta go pick up the other, the other 11.
Was it in your bank?
Yeah.
In your bank?
Yeah, because
Wish
it's just...
stacked.
No kidding, right? I can't afford to have just 11 spots freaking clogging my inventory up all the time. It's ridiculous.
Stop, dude.
Oh, that'll be nice. The whole reason I wanted this before beta ended is to test which forms this works in and which it doesn't.
There's no other druid that's got it?
Soda Poppin' probably does, I assume, but I don't know to the extent at which he tested. And I don't mean this to offend him or anything. Like, I've watched some of his streams. He's a pretty good druid, but I was teaching him how to be a druid, so...
Yeah.
Like...
He kind of dropped off the plane a little bit, didn't he? I remember playing him. He was,
Yeah. Like, he didn't think that, Gnomergan was soloable at 30, you know, and I said, yeah, it is. And he's like, how? It's not doable. And then I made a video about it, and he's like, oh, okay. He just didn't think to utilize the druid's full kit, you know?
Right on. Congrats on your trinket, man. Enjoy.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Now all you gotta do is decide to come over to the dark side. Get the girlfriend to.
Yeah, I've been playing Horde for a long time. It's a matter of convincing her. So.
Again, hey, honey, when Burning Crusade comes out, the dislocated jaw on a female undead ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Gives you a little bit extra sucklage to that kiss. You know what I'm saying?
It's got a little benefit, yeah.
Oh my god, I wasn't even thinking about that part, but yeah, that works too. With a dislocated jaw,
man.
it's that much easier to. Never mind.
I've been up for well over 24 hours now. I gotta sleep. Enjoy. I'll see you guys later.
I really do appreciate you, man. You're welcome to come anytime.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, talk to you later.
Later.
Nice.
So of all the rogue races possible,
Yeah.
guess which one has the lowest intellect?
Undead, probably.
No, troll.
Huh.
It goes the lowest intellect. It goes troll, then orc, then undead, then dwarf, then human and night elf, and then gnome is on the top on the intellect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Agility, the lowest agility is the dwarf. Orc second in the low agility. Then it goes to Forsaken. Then it goes to human, and then gnome and troll are tied for agility, and night elf is first with huge agility.
Yeah, night elves were really good
versus
for
19. Yeah.
Yeah, they were, and plus they get an extra 1% dodge on top of all of that, which is why they make pretty solid evasion tank druids.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. The Night Elf Rogue I didn't really like that much because it's sort of like a freaking Troll Rogue in the fact that, when you see him, Hello, lanky Shanks. What the hell, man? Why are you 12 foot tall and stalking me?
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous
Exactly.
at that point.
Gnome's strength is 16, but at night elf strength's only 17. And then dwarf is 26 at the highest.
Strength
Forsaken,
is...
the stats are pretty low.
Agility is the most important for a rogue, but strength would be second.
Spirit's the highest on Forsaken, though. Huh.
I mean, that's good for mob to mob.
Regen.
And plus, you got to think about this for an undead. If we're in the middle of combat or whatever else, you can always just start corpse eating any humanoids,
Wow. Night Elf has the highest armor, but that's because of agility then, huh?
Yeah. Agility affects your dodge, armor to a very minor extent, ranged attack.
2 points to armor,
Ranged attack, crit rate. I mean, and for a rogue, every 1 point of agility is like 2 attack power, whereas a druid, it's 1 point agility is 1 point attack power, and strength is 2 to 1. So, I mean, druid's strength is more important for a cat as opposed to that's like the key difference between cat form druid and rogue is just the most important stats.
Right.
Yeah, so if we find leather that's like one's high agility and not much else, that straight up goes to you. If we find one that's like high strength stam, that's a druid love piece of patchwork right there.
Yep. Okay, so we got all 8 races with a warrior. Curious how it breaks out. Oh, the Tauren strength is 28.
Alright, give me 1 second. That was definitely the door. Alright, I'll be right back, everybody. Sorry, everybody. Give me just a minute. Wifey just came home, and we're talking for just a minute, but then I'm going to turn in this trinket. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to turn in this trinket and use it like once because it's a 30-minute cooldown. And then, Wifey and I are going to go watch a show because she just got home. And now she's super, yeah. What's that name, by the way, honey? We were asking about that earlier. Dimitri? Dimitri. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. My wife can read Russian. Dimitri. So that's what I said. Apparently I didn't say
I
it right.
can speak German.
Well, between the three of us, then we've just about got every daggum language. I speak English, bad English, worse English,
Well, I
French
can speak
slang.
like a few words in German.
Oh, I was about to say, I speak English, bad English, worse English, French and English, and Japanese.
The only phrase I know in German is "Du bist ein Schweinhund,"
And Pig Latin.
and that means you're a pig dog. So it doesn't work very well in conversation.
Have a good one.
Alright, I just got that trinket. I'm stoked. Let me put it on. God, that clears up so much backspace, too.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
I missed all that. I was sitting here looking at shit. Need to pull yours on the other screen here. So I can watch it straight from me. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, AC has advantage on mana pool because they have higher intelligence than all the horde.
Alright, the first time I'm going to test this out will be in bear form. Ooh, yes, it works. That's hot. Nice.
Wait, you have to do it again because I didn't see.
Too bad.
that's
30-minute cooldown.
Not that. You have to turn it in again because I didn't see.
Yeah, right. It's 12 more trinkets, my ass. Alrighty, boys and girls. On that note, like I said, Wifey just got home, and she's excited to watch some of her favorite episode. So we're going to go do that for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and play some more on the alt, and work on engineering on this guy, so that way I can have some real... What?
Why does, what does that new thing do anyway?
It gives you 1% dodge on, flat, so an extra 1% dodge. And when you activate it once every half hour, it absorbs 750 to 1,250 damage, which is pretty big. It's like having a one-time priest bubble without having a priest. It's pretty useful. Alrighty, boys and girls, so we'll be back pretty soon. Until then, everybody remember that you rockin' we out!